Hey guys, it's your boy, I'm Jay Manjati, coming at you with some of my personal favorite albums of 2016. We made it to the end of this crazy, just crapshoot of a year, and now I'm going to talk about some of my favorite albums. A couple notes real quick. I'm just including like complete albums, so no EPs or anything like that. Also, Run the Jewels' RTJ3 will not be included since its technical release date wasn't until January. They kind of screwed all of the list makers, critics on that one, but who cares? It's an awesome album. This is just my opinion. I definitely missed some albums from this year. Just hit me up in the comments, be like, hey Jane, where's this one? I'll probably get back to you. Number 10, this many on the list, Strangers by Marissa Nadler. Incredibly atmospheric, somber album from Marissa Nadler. She really does a fantastic job of kind of sucking you into this whole album with stories of heartbreak and just plain emotion, really. The strings on this album are enough to bring tears to the eyes of a grown man, and not to mention, a lot of it is pretty catchy too, not in a super trashy way or anything, just in a way where it's enjoyable. It's sophisticated, it's fantastic. If you're into singer-songwriters, check this out. Number 9, This Many, goes in a little bit of a different direction with Hella Personal Film Festival by Open Mike Eagle and Paul White. This is another incredibly fun, personal, honest hip-hop album from Open Mike Eagle. This time working with Paul White, someone who I wasn't familiar with until hearing this album, but they work well together. It's pretty good. As always, Mike Eagle brings a lot of wit, humor, and personality to these kind of sing-songy alternative rap songs. No one else can do it quite like Open Mike Eagle does. If you don't know Open Mike Eagle, check him out. He has multiple albums I would recommend. This dude, he doesn't have a dud in the bunch. Just good album after good album. Number 8, This Many, Death Grips, Bottomless Pit. It's insanity, pure insanity in the most genius, mad scientist sort of way. It's calculated to perfection, but at the same time it's so loose and energetic. You still have MT Ride just bellowing his guts out over these very strange, oftentimes trying beats. Different from their last couple albums, they're going in a bit of a catchier direction this time, kind of similar to how The Money Store was set up, because as gut-wrenching and as trying as a lot of these songs are, they're pretty catchy. If you like your music hard-hitting to the point where you don't even know what to make of it, check this album out. Number 7, Human Performance by Parquet Courts. I did a review of this one earlier this year. I loved it then. I think it's even grown on me a little bit since I originally reviewed it. I love the yelpy post-punk vocals, the slacker rock riffs. It makes a lot of energetic moments with a lot of actually really touching moments as well, which Andrew Savage pulls off nicely. I love this album. It's fantastic. If you like a bit of a slacker post-punk with your vibe, check it out. I would say it's the best thing they've done since Light Up Gold, or maybe even better. Number 6, Radiohead's In the Shape Pool. You know, it's gotta be on the top 10 list. I mean, it's a beautiful, secluded bunch of tracks from Radiohead. Tom York's vocals come off incredibly honest and beautiful. Like his vocals can actually tear out a dude's heart and just say, oh, you wanted this? And all this with the theme of just kind of being alone. Is a very desolate, lonely album. Beautiful strings and instrumentals to back those vocals up makes this album quite a return to form for Radiohead. Number 5, down to one hand, Blonde, Frank Ocean. Heck yeah, easily one of the albums of the year. All the hype leading up to this project, Frank Ocean could have easily cashed in and just come out with some mediocre pop tunes. have a couple Drake features maybe, get a check for millions and millions of dollars, but instead came through with one of the most catchy, touching, forward-thinking pop albums of the decade. It's so good, it's not too glammy, it's not too extravagant, it keeps it real. Not to mention a couple of very experimental tracks on the album I like, Pretty Sweet. Overall, Frank Ocean blew my socks off. Hey. Number 4, Worry by Jeff Rosenstock. Another amazing pop album. This time a little bit more of a pop punk genre. Jeff Rosenstock's Worry. God, this thing is catchy. From the first single, I knew this was going to be great. I told y'all in 2015, We Cool was a masterpiece, and now it's early 2017, and I'm saying that 2016's Worry is also fantastic. It will continue to be a pop rock masterpiece until the end of time. Aside from the catchy tunes and riffs, the lyrics are actually incredible, showing kind of like self-disappointment, the problems Jeff faces, but not in a super whiny way either, where Jeff may lack general singing talent, he excels in passion. Number 3, We Got It From Here, Thank You For Your Service, A Tribe Called Quest. Another album of the year, easily. I had no clue this album would be this good. I mean, with the death of Fife earlier this year, they had to do something. I knew they had to do something. Still, I mean, I didn't know they were going to pull it off this well. They brought to life one of the greatest hip-hop albums of 2016. Still doing that jazz rap, still keeping it clever, like only Q-Tip and the boys can do. But they have updated themselves slightly for 2016. I love seeing Kendrick rap along with Fife and Anderson .Paak sing along with Q-Tip. I mean, I never thought I'd see it happen. It's crazy. Listen to this album. Number 2, Danny Brown's Atrocity Exhibition. God, this album is crazy. It's freakish, is what it is. It's really freakish. It's like to the point where it's just straight out of the most sadistic man's nightmare. Danny Brown is challenging you to get to the level of atrocity that he brings to this album. Still has that crazy sense of humor, still has that morbid outlook on life. Along with that, we get some stories from the past, the present, and some crazy catchy banger tracks too. I love it. Banger hooks straight from hell. And if you don't listen to the full album, at least listen to Really Dough. Please. I'm going to do a couple honorable mentions, just because I feel like these aren't really like full-length albums, but they're more kind of just like B-side releases or whatever releases, whatever. First, I want to give a shout out to Kendrick Lamar's Untitled Unmastered. I have it right here actually. Yeah. And then I also have obviously it's just a bunch of demos, so it didn't make the full list. And the other one is actually Scallops Hotel with Too Much of Life Is Mood. Cassette thing that was released actually originally exclusively on cassette, and then it was put onto Bandcamp a little bit after. Missed Me actually originally. I didn't get to hear it. It actually is quite the experience, though. I recommend you check it out. Number 1, my favorite album of this year, personally. This is all just don't kill me, man. I mean, if you can't guess what it is, I mean, it hasn't been on the list leading up to this point. So of course, David Bowie's Black Star. I didn't even write anything in my notes for this. I just figured I could explain it. It's phenomenal, is what it is. David Bowie's kind of last letter to the world before his untimely death, when he was taken away from us earlier this year. He died 3 days after the album was released. I remember it dropped and everyone was just like, oh yeah, this is pretty crazy and kooky, and David Bowie's on some weird shit. But then when he did die those 3 days later, the album kind of opened up to the world. Like, all of a sudden, all the secrets that it was hiding just kind of made sense. Everything just kind of clicked. All the references to dying on the album, all the references to his past work, it all just kind of came together in a really beautiful way. I don't think any other artist has ever really examined death this closely. Even if David Bowie didn't die, it was still a phenomenal album. But just the emotion it brings, with all things considered, I mean, oh man, I love. There's too much stuff to say about it, honestly. If you listen to no other albums on this entire list, listen to this one, dude. It's a trip. I'm rambling at this point. Listen to the album. You won't be disappointed. It's really good. That is just my opinion, as always. Such is the word of Jaden Amjadi with my top 10 albums of the year. And thanks for watching. You can subscribe to see my crappy garbage videos that I make for my journalism class. Bye. Oh wait, drops mic. Haha, still doing that.